Hello there everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to some more Burst Renewal. We're starting a brand new chapter here in Chapter 4. Seems to be like it's gonna be a bit of a training arc. And then after that we're gonna try and pick a fight with Heavy Joe once more. Well, I say once more, but in reality they picked a fight with us. But now, we're gonna go and pick a fight with them back. Now, as you can see, everybody's pumped up, or at least Asuka. Asuka's pumped up. Everybody else is just kind of doing their own usual thing. Except for Hibari. Hibari is still depressed, as always. But, let's go into the dressing room and actually give you a bit of a rundown on the makeover that I've done for this chapter. Everybody looks a little bit different, not by much, so... With Asuka, I gave her that military outfit, I gave her the white color, that's her underwear, and so with her, I gave her a bit of a Tifa Lockhart look from Final Fantasy VII because of the outfit. The fifth color is actually just flat out the Tifa colors. And so I said, okay, let's give her long hair. So I gave her the Mirai hair with her normal brown color. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. She does look very Tifa. Although I feel like this kind of setup would be good for, say, Yozakura or something because she punches, as opposed to Asuka who uses weapons. Next up is Ikariga. So, I don't know why, but I made it a bit of a goal to, you know, have everybody at least once have the tan color. And so I did this for Ikariga this time. Maybe the last one will be Asuka or something, I don't know. But yeah, I talked about how much I actually really liked the military outfit on her. So I put it back on her, I think it's even the same blue color, but now instead of the transformation outfit, that is now the default, the initial outfit. But when you transform, I just go into a black bikini. I kept the glasses, and I kept the whole, you know, long hair when she transforms sort of thing. Yeah, not too much of a change, but you know, don't fix what's not broken, right? Next up, we have Katsuragi. Again, relatively the same. I kind of just changed her initial outfit. Before it was like the Hawaiian shirt, which honestly I think it looks better than this. But I just wanted to change things around. In fact, maybe we can change the color for this one. Yeah, swimsuit and tee. If I can give her the red. Yeah, you know, the red doesn't look that bad. Oh, actually, yeah, that matches with her eyes. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, the green on the bottoms. Yeah, I think I like that. The hair is the same. And then the transformation, I left that long hair yellow bikini. Same as before. I feel like we didn't really get to see this setup too often. I think we only saw it once. So yeah, I didn't really change it too much. I still want to keep enjoying this thing that I got going on. With Hibari, I just changed her hairstyle. Still rocking that Heavy Joe uniform, just to kind of give you that story-related reference. But then for her transformation, I gave her a cute little gym outfit. This one in particular is a PBS-style gym outfit, and that when it gets wet, you can actually have it be transparent. You can see through it, I think. It's a Heavy Joe uniform, micro mini, and then, yeah, soaking wet bloomers. I think if you do intimacy mode with her, I think you can shoot some water. Maybe not. I could have sworn that you could, at some point, just use, water? No? Huh. Okay, maybe you can't use water, but if you go into a waterfall, and if you're in a level that has water in it, then maybe it can get wet and you can see through it. I'm pretty sure that feature is still on here. I just forgot if you could actually shoot water here in intimacy mode or not. And last but not least, we got Yagyu. And so with Yagyu, I did change her quite a bit. I took away the tan, and now she's as white as ever. I made her super duper white because, you know, the hair is back to her normal state. But I gave her the long Katsuragi hair in her pre-transformation. And again, the white sexy t-shirt. And again, if that gets wet, you can see right through it. And I gave her a white bikini. It's her regular ass normal bikini, but I changed it into a white color. And her normal default white ponytails. No, not ponytails. Twin tails. Yeah, really long twin tails. But there we go. That's the cast changed around. Not a whole lot, but then again, I don't really have a ton of different outfits to work with. I always try to go for the extra outfits as opposed to just taking the transformation outfits for other characters. Because I don't know, I just feel like that's not original. I just like using the other stuff that doesn't necessarily belong to any character. You know, swimsuits and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, there really isn't anything else to show. I don't really have a whole lot of money, but I did buy a whole bunch of stuff. In terms of outfits, that's it, man. We've bought everything. Everything else is just kind of DLC at this point. Sucks, but okay. Accessories, I've bought a few. The glasses and the cat ears is mostly the thing that I kind of want. And you know, you have the cutting collection. Yeah, I've been buying stuff here and there, but you know, for the most part, you know, I like to kind of build up the money and then just kind of splurge on a bunch of stuff. So as I said before, I already have all of these Heavy Joe characters on me. I have been doing some of the free missions, and again, there's nothing story related on the free missions. It's just fighting a bunch of dudes. So I've been putting some work on all the other characters. I leveled up Riona a little bit. I leveled up Ikariga a little bit in one level. I have not used the Heavy Joe characters at all. Yumi, I did a little bit with Yozakura, a little bit with Shiki. I have a lot of growth medicine, actually, so what I could do is that I can just use one. And, you know, whoever I like, I can just go ahead and start leveling them up. Eventually, they're gonna be so high level that just one medicine is not gonna work. Right now, because everybody, you know, is in single digits, then it is very easy to just use one and level them up right away, but eventually it's not going to, you know, work as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't even notice that at all. So if you press start, while selecting Shiki, you can actually have her with her hat, the bat hat, or you can take it off, so with hat or no hat. I thought that was only with Murakumo where you can take the mask on or off. Well, I don't really mind Shiki with the hat, so I guess I'll keep it, but you know, I'll play around with it. Yeah, wow. Oh, glasses! That's another one. With Emu, you can actually take the glasses off or leave them on. I mean, I don't know, she's cute with the glasses, so I'll leave it on, but I like that I have this option. So what about Ryobi? Can I do big boobs, small boobs? Well, that goes into her transformation, so I wouldn't... Yeah. I don't think that actually is something that you can toggle. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't notice that at all. I'm wondering if, you know, this can also apply to other characters. You know, Rin has glasses. Or maybe you can change the name, right? You know, you can change to Suzune or Rin or whatever. That'd be cool. Or Daidoji. But again... It's kind of like a Ryobi thing where, you know, that factors into her transformation, so I don't know. Yeah, there might actually not be a trigger for that. But it's cool, you know, to be able to have alternate forms of every character. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's kick off. Chapter 4 is going to be a bit of a training montage in chapter form. There is one top secret file here that we got to get. It's here in the gym, so we need to, you know, pay attention for that. I am pretty sure there's going to be a long, lengthy, story segment here, so I'd rather not waste my time now and just head straight into it. We have been recording for 8 minutes and we haven't even started, so yeah, that's how you know that this episode is going to be a bit of a long one. Come on, Hibari, cheer up, is what Katsuragi says. I try to sound as cheerful as possible, but Hibari's still down in the dumps. Alright, so yeah, this is everything from Katsuragi's perspective. Alright. This is after bringing her back from Heavy Joe. She's clearly been acting funny ever since we got back from Heavy Joe. Yeah, Hibari's not really having it. She's still depressed. She feels like, you know, she could have done more. Even Ikariga can't make her smile. And of course, Ikariga is known as the greatest comedian of all. I mean, she makes anybody laugh. She's not like her old self at all. She's been completely corrupted. Not the cute, naive self. She knows the reality. Everyone can sense it and has really done a number on the mood in the ninja room. She was the only thing giving us happiness. Master Kiriya walks into the room, exhaustion on his face. Oh my god, is he pissed? He sighs at us, he's like, oh, you fucking idiots. Every single one of you screwed up. 3 of you were clueless. One person just kept ruining everything every time. And Yagi is just like obsessed, one-track mind and doing everything alone. I'm gonna give her the biggest spanking in her life. What's I gonna talk about? None of your business. That's why I'm doing it in private. He doesn't answer. Well, so much for curiosity. We all slip out of the room. I mean, obviously. I mean, with those sliding doors made out of paper, I sincerely doubt there's anything soundproof there. We're gonna hear everything. Once we're outside, Asuka, Ikariga, and Yagi all walk off in separate directions. I get how they feel. I'd rather be alone right now, too. Oh boy. Oh, we're not gonna hear the conversation? Okay. I walk off campus and wander around. I lose track of time as I roam the town. Okay. in the shopping district, as always. Whenever, in the Senran Kagura world, whenever they say, I'm going off of the school and going into town, there's always this little bit. There's always the Asakusa, shopping district. Or at least, I think that's where they are from, right? I remember in the anime, in the first episode, when Asuka's going to school, she says, oh, here we are in Asakusa, so that's probably where the whole game takes place, at least Burst. And then in Deep Crimson, they go to Kyoto, right? Yeah. So they are actual, like, real-life places. These are not, like, made-up Japanese places. Before I know it, the sun is starting to set. Must have walked a long way. I do wish that they actually, you know, did more things outside of the school. I mean, just, like, interacted with the environment a little bit more, because, you know, there are very little manga and anime that actually factor in the setting as a story-related thing. In most manga, especially battle manga and a lot of battle anime, they don't really care where it takes place. It's mostly the fight itself and the characters themselves. Like in Dragon Ball, they do this a lot, where like most of the battles are just in a big empty desert with nothing on it, right? But then you have the opposite, like in One Piece, where like the location is just as important as the characters and the fight and everything. Just as I mutter that, something flies at me out of nowhere. Oh my god, the elusive ninja fly. Damn it, another mosquito. I was daydreaming and someone got the drop on me. I'm dead meat. Oh, come on, really? Just like that? But in that same instant... Ooh, a mass of fluff poofs right into my arms. What? Oh my god, Choco, you have finally completed your ninja training. Perfectly round body, cute little brown eyes. Any way you look at it, it can only be Choco. Choco! Oh, chocolate little ball. I could eat you right now. I hug him with all my might. I hear the sounds of bones cracking. Wow, wow. Choco wags his tail like there's no tomorrow. Choco! Choco! My favorite character in the whole series. Everybody's favorite, Choco. Tears gush from my eyes and he laps them all up. He's very thirsty. How the hell are you still alive? Dogs only live like fucking 12 years, 13 years if they're lucky. I hug him and time seems to freeze for a moment. He jumps back out of my arms and starts running somewhere. He throws kunai at me endlessly. What is that noise? Really? Like, it sounded like somebody like rubbing, I don't know, sandpaper together. Is like that's the sound of you know, Choco running around? He sounds like he's made of, I don't know, like construction paper or something. I hurry after him. He looks back, his tail fluttering back and forth. I think he wants me to keep on following him. No way. Couldn't be. No chance. It hits me all at once. I know where he's trying to take me. Only one place it could be. To Carl's Jr. for the $2.99 special burger. It's all like one big advertisement. If you order now, you can get a special combo for the whole family. He's taking me to Mom and Dad. Oh, we're gonna have KFC together. It is Christmas time. Oh. I chase after him as fast as I can. Over mountains, through valleys, across rivers. Oh my, I've been following him for 2 weeks now. Running, running, running. Finally, he stops in a remote mountain forest. What I see there is a small village, hidden away from everything. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's an extra level in the game. I follow Choco's line of sight. There's a field ahead with eggplants, tomatoes, and cucumbers. And past that field... Oh, I see my parents, just flat out. There they are, weeding the crops. My eyes overflow with tears. They trail down my cheeks. Choco runs around my feet. It's like he's telling me to hurry up and go to them. But I stop myself. Choco, I can't go see them? Aw, come on. Right now, as she says that, her parents are like, you know, tilling the crops, and there's like, man, I wonder where our daughter is. And then the husband is like, yes, my greatest daughter, who I miss very much. You can hear very faintly. And the mom is like, wow, what would I give to see her right about now? Yes, well, if I don't see her today, I just might fucking kill myself today. And she like walks away. No, I can't go see them right now. I understand. I mean, that doesn't really last long in Shinobi versus she flat out goes to see them, I think. I understand everything. I know why my parents left me. It's because I was annoying. No, it's because they failed a mission as a shinobi. Of course, here in Burst, the reasons for why they failed the mission, they don't get into it because none of that exists until Shinobi Versus, which is technically the sequel to this, where, you know, they expand on what happened, and, you know, this is a lot more interconnected. I mean, now that we have the Gessen story in Burst Renewal, I guess it's okay for me to say, you know, like, Katsuragi's parents were essentially assigned to kill a shinobi that had defected from the good shinobi. You know, hunting them down because he's a renegade now. And so that guy was Kurokage, which is Yumi's grandpa. And so, you know, because at that point in time, Kurokage was just a dying old man. You know, he was dying anyway. And so Katsuragi's parents said, you know what, you know, this is not cool. You know why? We're just gonna kill this dying old man. Fuck it, we're not doing it. And so that's why they defected, and now they're hunting them down. And so now they're here in this village, just, you know, playing Animal Crossing in real life. And so they didn't want to get Katsuragi involved in this. They wanted to protect her. So instead of dragging her into this and hiding along with them, they said, okay, we're gonna leave her. It's gonna suck, but at least she'll be able to pursue her dream without us getting in the way. When shinobi fail a critical mission, they're expected to pay with their lives. That's not totally shitty at all. No wonder there's so little good shinobi out there. One screw up and you die. And the parents didn't do that. After they failed their mission, they abandoned me at home and disappeared. Since then, they've been so-called renegade shinobi, secretly living here in this village. They left me to protect me from whatever punishment might still come their way. If I go to them now, I'd put us all at risk, and their sacrifice would be for nothing. So the dog is there to just, to let Katsuragi know that, okay, your parents are okay, they're not dead or anything, they're fine. Alright, cool. Hey, wear a fake mustache or like a, you know, a disguise or something. Wear a big, long trench coat and just talk to them. You know, you can be in disguise as well, just as much as how they are. I give him a big hug, breaking another one of his bones. It's enough for me just to know where my parents are, to know that they're safe. How can I get to live with them again? I'll have to become the most elite good shinobi I can be. If I can rise high enough in the ranks, maybe I can gain enough influence to have them both pardon. Yeah, exactly. In Shinobi Versus, we get a little bit of this expanded a little bit more. So yeah, the highest rank of shinobi is called Kagura, and Kagura is named after somebody named Kagura, who is literally a god, who exists only to destroy the Yoma, which is the whole reason for why shinobi exists, to destroy the Yoma. And of course, you know, protect and, you know, all the other stuff that they do. But, yeah, so she thinks that she can use her shinobi clout. You know, if she works her way up in the ranks and becomes, like, you know, hot shit, she can be like, oh, okay, well, now that I'm the boss, whatever say goes, well, then I say that they're forgiven and my parents are not gonna get killed anymore. I have to grow stronger. Strong enough to hold him again. Alright, keep going. I pull away from Chaco. Please go before I start crying again. He gives me a puzzled look, then turns and runs back into the field. His weird, freakish ball form. I gotta get out of here and fast, before my parents notice me. I wipe the tears from my eyes, and then leave. Sucks that you can't talk to them. I return back. Hey, Hibari, her entire ass is red and pulsating and steaming. They're like, Kiriya gave me the ultimate slapping technique. When I get back to the ninja room, everyone's waiting at the door looking confused. Really? I strain to hear them, and I can just make out Master Kiriya talking to Hibari about how much of a fucking failure she is. Well, that's what she was going to do, until Asuka convinced her to come back. I don't hear Hibari say anything back. I get the impression the whole conversation has gone like this. I'm pretty sure. I open the door to the ninja room and walk in. Oh boy. There we go. I love that Kiriya can be very intimidating, you know? He's an authority without raising his voice, not even once. He's very chill, but you can tell when he's being serious, you know? Who said you could come in here? Well, we don't know. We haven't heard most of the conversation. Yagi walks into the ninja room behind me. Of course she does. The typical thing of like, if you're gonna punish her, punish all of us. Hikari and Asuka both walk in after her. Yeah, especially for the 3 clueless girls that practically did nothing. That's right. Magic Kiria finally gives into our combined forces and says, "Oh, what the fuck kind of like mushy, cheesy Kingdom Hearts friendship bullshit is this? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and yell at all of you." Master Kiria stands at the podium and looks at us. Oh, there's a podium? As of on cue, we all go pale. Okay, so you can't continue your training, your studies, if the Krabby Patty secret formula, if we can't get enough funding from the Krusty Krab, with the Krabby Patties being sold, if the secret formula is gone, then, you know, there's no Krabby Patties, and therefore no money, and there's no money. Krusty Krabs comes in and says, "Oh, me secret formula is gone. No Krabby Patties, no money, and no business. So we can't sponsor the Hanzo Academy. You can't come to school anymore." Oh, come on, who says? There's literally another school hidden away in plain sight that quote-unquote accepts all. So yeah, you're full of shit. No, I guess you should specify and say no other good shinobi school will accept any of you. But then again, why not? Why the fuck not? Who says? That seems a little arbitrary. Again, that seems like a very Kingdom Hearts thing of like, after this thing happens, your memories will be wiped conveniently. And for no reason. We can't be shinobi, Master Kiria nods. Oh, come on, we're already, you know, shinobi right now. It's just not official. Asuka slumps and they give her a big slap on the back. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is just get the scroll back now. That's like your one goal. I say, and I mean every single word. I can't afford to give up on being a shinobi. It is the only chance I have of ever being with my parents again. I mean, if you become Renegade Shinobi at some point, I mean, whatever, right? Like, what difference does it make? You can just go and run towards your parents and hide along with them. Asuka's face lights up. Okay. Everyone's motivation is maxed out now, except for Hibari, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. She still looks gloomy as hell. But you stole my kill. We were saying like, yeah, we should go and do this, but I had already infiltrated the place. I was starting to befriend some of them. I was training with them, getting to know them. I was right. I was this close to actually stealing it, and you motherfuckers come in and bring me back down to square one. You idiots. I'm gonna be stuck with you assholes forever. We can do this! It's not like you were already on your way to doing it anyway! Despite her encouragement, she doesn't react at all. She snaps with a whisper. Yeah, I mean, Hibari's the only one that knows where it is. Do you have any idea how to get it? Or are you just gonna, like, stupidly do it like me and just run in and try and fight? No, you dumbass. A twinge of sadness flickers over her face. What, did somebody fucking flash you over there? Did somebody expose themselves? Did somebody undress you metaphorically with your eyes? So she feels bad that we're gonna go in and attack them when they're not that different from us. I mean, says her. I mean, based on all the stuff that we've seen, it doesn't seem like they're, like, super duper identical, honestly. Because you can see the same thing about, I mean, that's really vague. They're really, like, it's very, very vague. They study really hard and they look after their friends. Well, like, duh. But, like, you're not mentioning the part where, you know, Haruka is there slamming someone's face in when they're, like, buried alive in the dark for 60 hours, or when they're like in the pond trying to like do the breathing technique, and then Haruka stabs her with a kunai. All of these stringent fucking training that we don't do. And, like, the way that they direct themselves in public is very different from what we do. Their ideology is different from what we have. You know, they have no qualms with killing people. They accept everybody, and, you know, like, we are different in many ways. I feel like Hibari has a point, but she's not explaining herself correctly. It's like, oh, they have friends too. So fucking what? Everybody has friends, you know? That doesn't make you a good person. That doesn't make you not evil. I can tell she's been wanting to say all that for a while, especially when she starts tearing up. Is that we don't like killing people. You know, we don't like taking her shit by force. I mean, there's all the authority, there's all of the higher-ups, it seems. Like, all of the people that run the good shinobi stuff, they're the fucking tough and hard-ass ones. They might as well be evil shinobi, too. But, you know, the only, like, good evil shinobi that we've seen are just all the people that eventually turn into the Crimson Squad, right? Like, is those people that are not really that bad, but even then, you know? They have shown nothing but their bad side this whole time. The ninja room goes quiet. I mean, like, I get what Hibari's trying to say, but, like, at this point into the story specifically, like, I feel like she's showing very little evidence for me to be convinced that, you know, to be like, oh, I guess we should be nice to them, or, like, give them mercy or something like that. I just, it's not until way, way, way later. In fact, it's not until you go into the Hebijo side of the story where, like, you finally understand, like, oh, okay, I can see what Hibari was saying. But here, it's like, wow, it's really tough to believe. The ninja room goes quiet. I can't think of anything to say. We've been recording, why did I say it like that? We're recording! We have been recording for almost 27 minutes, and we haven't even started a fight yet. I've never thought of the Hebijo students as anything other than opponents before. But now that she mentions it, it makes sense. Maybe good and evil really are just a matter of perspective. I mean, yeah, but, you know. Actions also count. Even my parents are no different. Renegade shinobi are evil, quote-unquote, but I don't think of my parents that way. Yeah, but, like, that's different. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is some faulty logic here. In fact, they did what they felt was right to protect me. Yeah, but you don't see your parents joining Hebijo, though. The Hebijo are the same way. I'm sure they're just doing what they think is right. Well, we don't know enough to say that for a fact. I mean, I get it from Hibari's perspective because, you know, she's starting to get, you know, friendly with Haruka, and with Haruka you heard some personal things from her, and we saw her, you know, from the inside with those 5 specifically, you know, but what about all the other students that are having a really hard time, you know, all the other, you know, shinobi that are getting trained all horribly. You know, all the people that are out there for revenge, you know, the little sister of Komichi's that wants revenge, you know, like that. You can't be like, oh, it's a matter of perspective. Like, no, she flat out wants to kill somebody, you know? That's her reason for joining the school. So, like, we can't, in the same way that we can't paint everybody on a big brush and be like, oh, everybody is evil, I think it's equally as wrong to be like, oh, yes, everybody is good, you know? We should all give them the benefit of the doubt. No, because... You know, think about people like fucking Murasame, you know, who wants the, you know, Ikariga's sword really bad, and he's there antagonizing Ikariga and saying, you don't deserve this shit. You can't be like, oh, you know, it's a matter of perspective. Like, nah, I don't know. I feel like we're leaving a lot of stuff out here. And then, you know, just by omission, we're being like, they're not that different from us. They also breathe. They also get hungry. They also want to go to the bathroom. Like, just all of these vague things that all humans have. And be like, oh yeah, we're the same. You know, just, I don't know. It wasn't Ikariga or Yagi who broke the silence, but Asuka. Okay. Train. What is that? Didn't I just say that classes were canceled? It's summer vacation. There we go. Go out, play, and have fun. No more school for you. Asuka just stares at Hibari. I get it. Asuka has an idea. I know she does, which is not that different from Katsuragi's. Just fucking walk in and fight them. She must want to tell Hibari something through training. Somewhere along the line, Asuka discovered a knack for leadership. I decided to let her handle it. And there we go. That's it. 30 minutes it took for us to get through that whole thing. But then again, I was talking a lot. I was jibber-jabbering a lot. Those gears, I still don't know what the fuck they do. Why are you training now? It's a good stress reliever. Ironically, I don't want to fight this person who I bond with specifically through fighting. I don't want to fight. Yeah, but there we go. But that's all changed now. I want to kick her ass now. For a split second there, I thought those tiny little heads on the side were actually, like, Katsuragi, Hibari. Like, no, those are just decorations, and I thought, oh my god, why are they so small? Yeah. If you'd seen me train before, you'd know. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's not like there's anything else to do. Classes are cancelled. Keep up with me. I mean, I'm not talking about anyone else. Shrek. No. Homura, obviously. In fact, this is even more dangerous than fighting Homura herself, because, you know, you're fighting Kiriya just cloaked as Homura. He's just doing like a little simulation kind of thing, but it's still Kiriya, so, you know, I feel like it's an even bigger challenge than fighting Homura. There we go, defeat Kiriya disguised as Homura. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those fights where it's like, you defeat the clone, but like, in reality, Kiriya just like gets back up and just wipes himself off, and yeah, that actually didn't do anything to him. Okay, now we fight. Blah, 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 sure. Ba, 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 ba. Huyo. There is one secret document in this level, so I need to go find it. I'm gonna start with the boxes. I know I'm probably gonna waste, you know, health, you know, because only in the boxes you can find health and shinobi scrolls and stuff like that. But yeah, there we go. Sushi, 50% health. I was already at full health, so if I'm in need of some health, I am fucked because I already wasted it. Ooh. It'd be cool if, you know, there was like one ginormous level that was just the entire school, instead of sectioning off into levels. Because there are many moments where you have to go through a loading screen to actually go to a different section of the school. I would have loved it if everything was interconnected, you know? Because it's obvious that that takes you to the hallways of another level. Some people say that they would like to see like an open world Senran Kagura game. And I don't know if that will work, honestly. I feel like it's kind of a useless idea. I wouldn't say that it's a bad idea. I feel like it'd be harmless, and that's the problem. Is that it wouldn't do anything to make the damn game better, you know? Because the game in itself is pretty divided into segments. You know, you have story, fight, story, fight, story, fight. That's kind of how it goes. And so, having it be open world, you're just making it... You're just creating more work for yourself. Instead of just going on a menu and just selecting the level, instead you have to, like, walk all the way over to wherever the fucking story is, and then fight, you know? I sincerely doubt that it would be like a Skyrim, you know? Where, like, you just bump into enemies and you fight them. And, you know, the fun of it is that there's like a billion enemies and you mow through all of them, you know? You mow them all down and you feel really powerful because you have these devastating moves, you know? And this very compressed, kind of fast thing. So yeah, I don't know if that will work. It's kind of like that stupid Dragon Ball Xenoverse argument. You know, the reason for why some people think that Dragon Ball Xenoverse is better than Dragon Ball FighterZ, because it's more 3D and therefore it's more advanced, you know? A lot of people think that the illusion of 3D movement, the illusion of being able to move around freely in all 360 degrees, is like an indicator of something being more modern, of something being more advanced, or something being more, you know, better, like inherently better because you have more freedom of movement. But that doesn't mean anything when you're not doing anything in it, you know? Like, yeah, in Xenoverse 2, you can have that hub where you're, you know, flying around and, you know, going and talking to different people. But it doesn't matter when it's just a bunch of generic dialogue or if it's just like a stand-in for a fucking menu that you can just, you know... I'd very much rather just pause the game, go to a menu, and just shortcut my way through there, because then I'm gonna be lazy and be like, oh, I gotta fly all the way over there just to activate a fucking mission. Like, what's the point of me moving around everywhere if it doesn't really serve for anything, you know? The same thing goes for the fights, you know? You can have a big, large, open environment and fly around everywhere, but it's not really gonna matter for shit when it's just two people And you have to, like, you know, fight each other, you know, get up close and personal, and use, like, 1% of the space, when, like, the other 99% is wasted. It's just window dressing. And because it's so big, you can't really add so much detail, so the environments end up looking like shit, you know? Where it's, like, just one big desert with nothing on it, you know? Like, you have to really think about why you would want to have an open world, or a big, large, expansive environment, right? You can't be a game designer and be like, oh, I just think it'd be really cool, you know? Or, you know, you don't understand the perspective of a developer, or at least somebody that wants to make a good game, and be like, oh, you know, I just think it'd be awesome, wouldn't it be cool? Or, like, you know, you can't just make something with just that idea, you know? Because you're not the one that actually has to make it, you know? You're not the one that spends the money and the time to actually make it. That's why usually, like, smaller, more compressed games tend to be better, you know? Like, think about Undertale. Undertale is not really that long. It's about, like, 4 or 5 hours long. But you can play that game multiple times in multiple different ways. And it's so tight-knit, right? But could you imagine if Undertale was, like, this really big, expansive world map where you could go anywhere you wanted and do, like, fucking, like, Ubisoft type of, like, side quests and, you know, escort missions and, you know, picking up collectibles and doing all that shit? Yeah, it gives you something to do, but it's all meaningless. It doesn't matter, you know? That's why, you know, very, like, vapid, kind of basic, you know, kind of gamers, I guess, think that good, objectively better games are those where you just have a shit ton of stuff to do, and you have 100 hours of gameplay, but it's like a fucking Far Cry game that just has, like, a billion, you know, map markers with, like, 50 of the same mission. 50 of the same, go kill that thing, go escort this person there, go collect 10 of these things. Okay, now go and collect 10 of this other thing. You know, like, having a lot to do can only mean so much when it's all the same fucking thing, or none of it makes you feel anything, or, you know, none of it, you know, is memorable. I'd rather have a handful of missions that actually mean something that I can remember, as opposed to, like, 100 missions that are all the same fucking thing, you know? Like, Assassin's Creed is an expert in giving us a bunch of useless fucking missions that you're gonna forget the moment you do them. The Witcher has a better management of that kind of stuff, you know? Every single mission is almost like a tiny little story arc in itself. The Legend of Heroes, you know, Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel, the vast majority, not all of them, but the vast majority of those missions are very much like stuff that adds to the world, stuff that, you know, expands the city that you're in. And like, oh, I'm in Heimdall, and I'm a bracer. And then, like, oh, I need to go and, you know, rescue a bunch of street punks from the military, because the military is really corrupt, and they want to crack down on, you know, gangs or people that have dissenting opinions on the government. You know, like, it expands on the world, and it adds to more lore. Or, you know, oh, I'm my teammate that I'm with actually grew up and was born in this city, you know? And the people that are requesting for us to help them is, like, this guy's cousin or this guy's sister. And you can get a deeper look into that guy's family, you know? And by extension, you can take a good look into the economy, or, like, the culture of that little city and how he was treated back then, or, you know, how that place works. But if The Legend of Heroes was, like, 75 missions on just killing a monster or getting me these materials or something, and then it doesn't really amount to anything. Oh, here's some money, thank you, and that's it. But hey, you got, like, 80 hours of playtime, so I guess it's objectively better, right? No, I would very much rather have, like, the greatest 10 hours of my life instead of the most boring 100 hours that I've ever experienced. Bah! That's why I think that having an open world in Senran Kagura wouldn't really work, because, like, what the fuck would you do, you know? At least based on the gameplay that we have now, who knows? Maybe Senran Kagura 7 is, like, this super expansive thing where you're actually a fucking ninja and you have to do stealth missions and something like that, and everything you do contributes to the story. Who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong and an open world would be great. I would love to be proven wrong. But based on what Senran Kagura is currently, and what it focuses on, which is just having, like, cool-ass fucking fighting, you know, in this style, making it more fast and more tight every single time, with better graphics and stuff, and then focusing on the fan service a little bit in the middle of the fights with the close tearing and stuff, I feel like an open world wouldn't really add to it. It would just add more work. Like, okay, now I have to, like, waste 10 minutes of my time walking over to a mission instead of just having a really nice, personalized menu screen where you can see all of the characters just be themselves, you know? And I've said that before. There have been people in the comments that say, I like it when you could actually move around in the ninja room. And I'm always like, why? Like, that literally does nothing for you. I mean, sure, there's some dialogue that gets lost along the way, but it's nothing that the characters don't already say in the story as is, right? But then it's like, oh, but I liked being able to move around, you know? Like, people just like the freedom of thinking, not knowing, thinking that they have freedom, you know, thinking that they can move around and that therefore the game is objectively better. When in reality, it couldn't be further from the truth, you know? It's just more busy work. It's a lot better to have a menu where you can see, like, the characters change their attitude, see them more happy, see them more sad, and see them do the shit that they usually do. Yeah, it can be like the 3DS game, where you can move around freely everywhere, but Katsuragi is just an NPC, staying still, not doing anything, just flabbing her mouth, you know, giving her NPC lines. But here in Burst Renewal is way better because you can see her fiddling around in the dressing room looking at panties. Or when she's pissed off, you can see her like angry and it's befitting of her personality. Sure, you're not moving around and, you know, like having that, you know, artificial freedom. But at the very least, it makes more sense. It shows off more character. There's more love and attention put into it, you know? That's what I'm saying. Like, people need to, like, look past the point of like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool? You know, getting past the point of this artificial freedom and look more on like, okay, what's better for the story and for the game, as opposed to just, I think this is cool, and I think this is more advanced and modern, so therefore they should have it, you know? That's what people that don't like Dragon Ball FighterZ don't understand, you know? All of those design choices completely fly over their head. But again, that's all just my opinion. I'm listening to Asuka talk and I just completely lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else too. Fuck, I forgot. But anyway, yeah, I got distracted with Asuka's shinobi version of please sir, can I have some more? No, your power level is getting too big. Your body can't handle it. You'll explode. You can't do the Kaioken times 30. Okay, whatever the hell that means. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, I started thinking about that Q&A panel where everybody shitted on fucking Blizzard because somebody asked if they could bring back the World of Warcraft, like the classic version of those servers, and then one guy very condescendingly said, oh, no, you don't want it. You think you want it, but you don't want it. No, you don't. You said that you want it, but you don't. And sure, like in that context, it was really shitty, but when I think about, you know, people saying that, oh, you know, Xenoverse 2 is better because you can move around more and it feels more open world, or like Senran Kagura should be open world, I think about that. It's like, okay, you think you want it, but you don't. I know it sounds shitty, but like, you don't really realize, you know, what you're getting into until you actually get it. You know, be careful with what you wish for, because then it's not until you get it where it's like, oh, actually, it's not as fun or as awesome as I thought it would be. We need to work towards the goal, which is to make the perfect Krabby Patty. So they just kick each other up senseless until we can finally understand each other. We can understand our hard feelings through sword slashing. Sure. A very Dragon Ball way of looking at it. What's the solution? Fight. Yeah, I mean, they say that fighting is the only way to solve it, but you know, there's always this long and drawn out dialogue before and after the fights, you know? That does more to like convince each other of their perspectives than the actual fighting, but you know, it's all about fighting, I guess.
バリのことヘビ女の人たちに分かってもらえるかな。ヒバリはヘビ女の人たちのこともっと理解できるかな。
No. Talking before and after the fights will help us understand them. And, you know, like, the fighting and being stronger is just a proof that we're serious about it, you know? It's like, okay, it's like what Hebijo says, you know, victory is all. You can talk to them and get through to them by fighting, not because the fighting does the magic, but, you know, fighting is what it gives you kind of like the authority or the power play to be like, okay, now you're gonna listen to me. Because, you know, if you don't, you know, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, the more I think about it, no, fighting will solve it. I mean, it's kind of like not really true, but yeah, it's more of the talking. You know, if we could solve everything through fighting, we wouldn't have any dialogue. Alright, let's give it all we got. The gray area! I guess I wasn't in the mood. There we go, so Asuka leveled up. I think now, Asuka's on par with Hibari, or possibly even stronger. Are we... Oh, come on, barely? I'm not enriched yet. School essay, my favorite family. I can only imagine that's gonna be like another one of Yagi's little sister kind of thing. Okay, there we go. Determined. Yeah, there we go. Everybody's pumped up. You see, this is the kind of shit that you wouldn't see in the original 3DS version. Yeah, you can move freely on the other 3DS games, but like, you can just see the girls just staying there like NPCs, frozen, not really doing much of anything. But here, yeah, sure, you can move around, but you can see everybody's demeanor changing. You can see their actual characters coming out. Yeah, she's determined. Yeah, the bunny's back there. He's like, I don't know. He looks nervous. Yeah, she's also determined. We're all filled with determination. Even Hibari there is looking at the television menacingly. Okay. Finally, we're done with that. That was 47 minutes. Just that one level. Goddamn. Well, you can't blame this game for not giving you bang for your buck. Goddamn. For how long have you been playing? Let me go ahead and record. It seems like I always, like, every session, I always add another hour to the damn playtime. 18 hours! Jeez. It's a lot of hours. So, I have this game on Steam, and so, on my profile, the #1 game that I've played the most out of my entire Steam library is Undertale, with I think like 42 hours or something. And, I think my #2 most played game, I think, is Shinobi Versus. So yeah, if we continue this Let's Play, and we keep going through all the other stories, if this story is gonna be like 20 to 25 hours on average, then, you know, just doing the other Hebijo story will total up to, I guess, 50 hours, tops. And then that's not even including the Gessen story and the new Hebijo story, so that's gonna be, what, like 60, 70 hours? Goddamn. On my Estival versus, file on my playthrough that I did for my Let's Play, I got about like 92 hours on that shit just for the Let's Play, because there was a lot of extra stuff on that too. So who knows, man? We just might you know, be at around the same length and perhaps even surpass it, because, you know, we have all the extra characters that I haven't even really showcased yet. But then again, they're pretty much the same as before, so there really isn't a need. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.